There we go. It's finally working. I was talking all that time and I was looking over and I'm like, why is my microphone like not getting the green bar thingy going on? Where are we? There we go. Back to the channel. Um, awesome. Thank you for confirming that too, because I was wondering about that. I'm like, wow. Probably just like miss all the introduction stuff there. Uh, so yeah, I couldn't shoot the bird because I didn't have my glasses on, so I ended up putting those on, which is probably why I can now see that my microphone had an issue. So yeah, if you haven't been here before, welcome. Uh, this is my 7 Days to Die server that I've had for almost, I think we're coming up to a year and a month or so. And so it's a pretty late game for me. And we've got several members of the server that are on sort of inconsistently. So I'm level 257 now. But we've got several members that sort of come and go, and we're all pretty much friendly. We don't pillage, we all share stuff, help with leveling, all that sort of stuff. I'm not in my base or my local town. What happened is I was exploring and I saw this little patch of green and I didn't know what that was about. And we didn't have any of the ocean mapped out. So I thought, oh, maybe there's more Greenland this way. That didn't make sense. So I headed over here and it turned out to be the ocean. So I ended up following it down and I ended up discovering that there's basically mountain range here and it's impassable and also it's the bottom of the map. That's when I noticed this little town. So I was just having a sticky beacon here. But I'll probably end up coming straight across since I wasn't expecting there to be anything here. Just smack a red thing there. I just finished going through this area beforehand, and we've got two to three of our members have bases in this town, which I checked out previously, and just sort of checked in on what they had. Because sometimes what'll happen is they might come on and they'll do something and or leave you a message saying, hey, I did this or this needs to be done and I'll come and check it out kind of thing. So I also checked out the bedrock falls during the daytime because it was difficult to see at night. But I've mined all the way down to the bedrock ground level and we ended up basically like exploring that during the day. And my base is all the way up here across from the trader in the snow. And I've made my building all by itself sort of thing. But we have a lot of snow area on this map, which is really strange. We don't normally get multiple big snow areas. As you can see, we've got like 4. And we had very little but large towns of the wastelands. And the wastelands on this map have been nuts because we've got feral scents on at nighttime. So you go in there and you make any sound at all, or you're too close to the ground, and the zombies end up swarming you. So yeah, that's been basically like mini horde nights. We have no mods on, but we've got a couple of things are different settings. So instead of it being blood moon every 7 days, it's every 28 days, which I think is supposed to be happening sometime soon because I haven't seen it for quite a while. And I remember taking refuge up on this building before I logged off last time because I was being chased by a horde. Let's see. So the other thing too is I have a multiplier of 300 XP. Well, 300 on the XP sort of things that we get, which was mostly, due to the fact that that's a dog. We previously had, what you call it? We had very high level and a lot of experience and stuff before we started this map, and it was just going to be a slog to get back up there. So it'd be day 112. That'll be good to know. Thank you so much for that. That might not happen today, but it might happen next stream. Because I normally only stream for about 2 to 3 hours. So I think one in-game day is an hour, I think, roughly. So, yeah. Might not get it today, but eventually we'll get it. And at some point, I'm gonna have to actually, like, go and set up, like, a base or something. It's kind of funny that I'm at this point in the game and I actually don't really have a base. Like, I've got parkour, by the way, that's why I can jump so high. Like, we have... Where is it? Up in... I ended up finding this building that was a quest. And I was like, oh, if I make this a Blood Moon Tower, if it gets fully destroyed, I can accept the quest and it'll rebuild the building. So that's what I did. I chose that building for that reason. And so far, that's been the one that I've been constantly using. I've only reset it once. And usually we tend to take car parks, but we weren't... Like this car park here, with like the big hole with the water. This is normally the type of one that we take, but after last time we were playing, we ended up fully securing this, what is that? We ended up fully securing a car park. Like, we removed all the water out of the bottom. We built up, like, underground. So there's no underground. There was, like, you walk in on that layer and that was it. And then you sort of go up and it was just spikes everywhere, turrets, us. It was nuts. I really wish I had been recording for that game, because that was getting crazy. Welcome back, James Games. And a good day to you too. I'm also not a big fan of like the zombie dogs in this game. So if I get attacked by one and I'm like freaking out like this, don't mind me. I can't help it. I get spooked by them. So I was checking out this town. It's about to go to nighttime, unfortunately, but I'm pretty sure... Oh, jeez. I'm getting little sparks of lag too. I stopped my Warzone from trying to update, but the game still thinks that like a small percentage of resources that like should go to it, and I'm like, it shouldn't. Whoa. Hey, that's a trader there. Oh, like the only reason why I noticed that there was a trader there was because there was a man floating for a literal minute. Do I have this on my map? I don't. Oh, cool. Okay, so trader, what number are we up to? I think I've had 10 before. I saw 8. I'm going to assume we're up to trader 9. If I'm wrong, it doesn't matter. It just makes it easier when I'm trying to share it with... Oh, you saw 10? Damn. I might have had 2 10s now. Yeah, when we share it with server members, it's easier to say, hey, I'm going to trader number blah, instead of saying, hey, I'm going to trader Hugh, and there being like that we know of there's 4 of them. I kind of want this and this. What am I doing? W's. We do have one trader that is distinct, and it's up in the snow, and he's literally... He fell through the ground.
Howdy.
And so you can only access him from the downstairs tunnel. It's kind of funny, honestly. Let's see, buttons, selling, stuff like that. Don't mind me, I'm a little bit slow on the uptake today with my what buttons of what. I'm trying to fix up getting more sleep. Hey, book I haven't read. But yeah, it's a long slog at the moment, and I'm not getting as much sleep as I need to be. Yeah, so I've pretty much read almost everything.
Thank you.
I don't need a lot of that.
Check back soon. I get new
You can't sell these, hey.
daily.
That's fine. Okay, so read that. I was kind of semi-mining the other day, so it's fine. But skills. So I've got almost all the books. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find like the last books in basically each section kind of thing, because I'm nearly done. And as far as points go, I'm basically almost there. So that is, what's that, agility done. Got a couple more points in intellect. Oh, going too far. Fortitude's done. Fuck's sake.
Just to let you folks know that Trader Joel's closing soon.
Jesus Christ, I always forget how loud that is. Oh no, mate. So, oh, I'll have to go across the road, or otherwise he's gonna like throw me somewhere. Yeah, so strength was not done, and perception is done. I think I've got 2 completely done: fortitude, perception, and now agility. And the others I'm getting there. That's mostly what I'm trying to work on at the moment, is getting some levels so that I can actually finish this. Because we've gotten to level 300 before on a less XP quest. There's a building over there. I might just go... Fucking hell. Yeah, we've had games where, for instance, it's just like regular XP modifier and we end up like really going through like the slog of leveling and stuff like that, and it takes a long time. But it can be really frustrating because sometimes you need certain perks. I'm curious what this building is. There's also a light like flickering around over here. Ah, it's the army area. Okay. I should be able to get up on this safely. Yeah. Yeah, see, I don't have to do much to like get them to detect me at night. I kind of wanted them to get blown up on these bombs. They're probably not going to. Oh, God's light. It basically looked that way. Like the way it's like flickering out from under that tree, right? Come on, blow up. Yes. You on this side or which side are you on? And they're inside. I can't remember. I'm not religious enough to know, but I know that there's a tree that was on fire, and I think it was like spoke to Moses or something. And I'm like, it's basically like in the step beforehand. If I recall right, this kind of setup should have a tunnel in here. Whoop. Whoop. Dog. Fucking light. I keep playing shitty games that require me to use the F key. I thought there would be a tunnel down here. I mean, it's okay. There's like ammo and stuff. Okay. So what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh. I need like a no solicitors sign, honestly. Speaking of, I need that for like my actual home. Because like, no joke, almost every time I stream, I could almost guarantee you I have a door knocker. Almost every time. Maybe it was this building. Yeah, this building. Yeah, the first time I came down here, I thought this place was so much more secure, but it really doesn't take very long to get through it. Calm down, mate. I'm like trying to mind my own business in here. I was trying to figure out how to get in the place. I reckon I could probably just honestly dig straight down if I really wanted to. Oh yeah, we never really worked out how to use the solar. For all the games that we've played, we literally haven't got that working. Huh. Wow, okay. I wasn't expecting that to be like such an instant kill. Usually it takes 2 shots. Yeah, I love that sign that's like, I'll charge you by this. Unfortunately, like, I don't know, we get a lot of like Jehovah's Witnesses, and we get, what's the other one we get? Solar companies. We get like so many fucking energy companies come out here that are like, oh, we're better than your current provider. I'm like, you don't even know who my current provider is. And yeah, I don't know. I used to have like some really great conversations and stuff like that, especially when I was younger, because I moved out of home like pretty early, pretty young. And so I used to get people come up to the door and they're like, oh, can I speak to the owner of the house, or can can I speak to your parents? I'm like, they don't live here. And they'd get confused. And I'm like, yeah, after a while, they'd be like, well, can I speak to the owner? And I'm like, yeah, I've been talking to you this whole time. And then they get like shitty because obviously, like, I don't know. I don't know. People get shitty when like they're proven wrong or something. I saw you guys up in here. I have very high sneak, by the way. That tree is still tripping out though. Alright, let's get down here. Well, shit. Yeah, so because my perception is basically maxed out, I don't have to worry too much about like moving around and stuff like that. It was one of those things where we never actually used it until we had perception on. The what you call it? What they the night thingy I said earlier. Come on, brain, you could do it. Thank you. Oh my god, my brain was not getting there. I'm sitting here frustrated, like, what the fuck was that word? I said it already twice. Yeah, so as soon as we turned feral sense on, the biggest change that we had was all of a sudden we needed, was it agility? I thought it would be under perception itself, but give me a second. Yeah, this crap. So we needed hidden strike. We needed from the shadows really early, like early game, which is funny because usually when I'm playing a game like this, I normally grab pack mule because I cannot stand to be like walking at a snail's pace while I'm like hoarding everything. And then I think we needed these because we could not find any schematics for like building. Oh, the last map we had. The last map. I'll tell you about this fucking last map we had. So we played the entire map up until the second last day, which was about 6 months of playing it, right? 6 months our time playing it. We never found a crucible until the second last day, until we had firmly decided that we were going to be changing the map the following day, and then we fucking found it. So, yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, of all times to have done this, I kind of want to head back this way. It was just absolutely nutters. I sometimes wish that my light would go further than this, but I'm not a vehicle, so I don't have that much brightness. I just kind of wanted to kind of walk through this town a little bit because it looks like it keeps going. I'm also walking because I know I'll attract zombies and I want the levels. Plus, the other thing too is I keep eating broken glass, so she keeps getting like the death penalty, which takes a bit longer to level up. I wish it was like Mario where you could like jump on those and they'd just like make a noise and die. I was wondering when they were going to catch up. I'm pretty sure I walked past some. Get out of the way. I must admit, they are not as bad in the desert. Out in the wastelands, I literally cannot make it sound. And they still end up like Horde Night. And so I've been kind of like going around to different traders. This is the one that has a dog in it, isn't it? Yeah, that can fuck right off. I've been going to different traders and trying to level them a little bit. I think most of the ones in the snow are level 5. I've got the wasteland ones, I think, up to 3 or 4. I think it's 3. Greenlands are still on 1. And out here, I haven't been out here much, so they're all on 1. You know, the funny thing was, so even though I've got the base in the snow this time, my first base was actually in the desert. And it was pretty freaking great. Like, you got zombies, but only like occasionally. I had so much more time to build. If you guys check out my Instagram link, I've got photos of like my full-on, like full-scale water treatment plant base that's absolutely a castle. And that's probably mostly due to the fact that I didn't have zombies constantly bombarding me. I was looking at potentially starting a new map, only with the option that like we pretty much have done everything on this one, except for obviously max out the skill trees. I have run out of ammo on that. I was like, why didn't it keep shooting? Oh no. One of our server members, Grim, does not stop telling me about it. Him and Sammy both play it when they get sick of playing this. Where are you? Yeah, so they'll sometimes play this for a while and then they'll get bored of it and they'll go play Darkness Falls, but it's not really my jam. I like the game for the purpose of like dealing with zombies, whereas once you start bringing in demons and other stuff like that, it's just kind of like, it's not my thing, it's not what I'm playing it for. I think that's the other thing too, is a lot of people, if you've played this game a lot, it makes it difficult to kind of like play through again. I thought I heard a dog. Yeah, I've heard of Undead Legacy as well. I've seen a few people play that. I haven't seen enough of it to have like my interest like fully peaked about it. I'm a very vanilla gamer when it comes down to it. Like if you have a look at most of the things I play them pretty much straight as, except for RimWorld has like a couple of mods, but even by that standard, I'm still classified as a vanilla player. As opposed to, say, I have a friend that's got, I think, 300 plus mods for his RimWorld, and it takes him, I don't know, between 10 minutes and half an hour before his game will load up so that he can play it. And I'm like, I don't have that kind of patience. But it does mean that you can completely customize and change the game. Like, you can basically have as many different versions of the game as you want. Oh no, that's like, I was on the forums and some people have like thousands of mods. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, what specifically, how are you playing the game where you need 1,000 mods? I thought I heard a dog whimpering. I sort of want to keep going back this way, so I might just throw down the bike or go for a bit of a drive. Get the flashlight on this thing. I kind of want to stay low on the map so I can see if there's any towns. Because if there's some towns, it would be really good. I am trying to, like, I'm not trying to get like 100% completion of the map. That's just too tedious for me, but I am trying to see what is out here, because sometimes, especially in the desert, there's been a couple of establishments out here that are just, you do not find them anywhere else, and they're insane. Like, we had, in one of those canyons, we had this, like, old ruins castle looking type thing embedded in the wall, and you had to go, like, down and through the wall. What is this? Just to be able to, like, get down to the bottom of it. It was pretty cool. Welcome back. If you guys need breaks and stuff like that, by all means, you know, take your breaks. This looks like that really huge house. Come here. I can punch you to death if I've got it. I also have a very high brawling skill. The door's actually open on this place, so I'd say one of our members has been through this. And if I had to guess, it would probably be Flanky, because he's like a massive looter. But that's okay. Discussing the merits of real politics. Yeah. Well, he spotted me just as I was like thinking about whether or not to like jump on the bike. I was having a like scan of the horizon. It doesn't take me long usually to look around. If I end up back in like the green area, I might accept some quests. They won't be like big quests, but it'll give me extra XP on top of killing a few zombies and stuff, so that might work. There's some more houses over here. What is this? I'm kind of like always just keeping my eye out in case I find specific building or two that I'm sort of looking for but don't know how to describe. What is that? Well, some of the world's greatest testaments use the concept, but it's... what was it? It's far too blunt and destructive. I think that's the other thing too, is if you're like, when I say I play a vanilla game, oh shit, there was a dog there. I actually play a vanilla game for more so the purpose of a, what do you call it? I don't know, I like to kind of experience the game as it is. And then you get like other people that are like, I want to make the game how I want to play it, kind of thing. And the only thing is, like, I must admit, like, there's some shit that I don't like with the fun pimps where they, like, change shit and just, like, don't give two fucks about whether or not it impacts anybody else. Like, I am the kind of player that they do not like. You know, I'm the player that is happy to sit in a base and do mining and base building and all that sort of stuff instead of going out and exploring. I also do a lot of farming in this game. Like, this map, I've had to really tone it down because I am in the